Hi, and welcome everyone to today's session, Prepare for the Holiday Season, Advertising Best Practices. My name is Sean Cooley, and I'm a marketing specialist here at Amazon Ads. In my role, I get to work directly with sellers and vendors like you to help identify the key steps to take when getting started, as well as ramping up your advertising journey. I want to help you understand how to manage and optimize your campaigns easily in order to allow you to focus on all of the other things that go into running a business. We'll be talking about how to maximize the peak traffic seasons around holidays and discuss your advertising journey before, after, and during these events. During the presentation, I want to encourage you to go ahead and submit your questions so that at the end, I can take some time to answer these live. Let's go ahead and dive into our session. This session is suitable for all levels, so whether you've just started advertising or you've been doing it for longer, I hope that you'll learn new things that will help you get the most out of this holiday period. The holiday season is an exciting journey for you as an Amazon vendor or seller, not to mention for Amazon customers. With Amazon Advertising's sponsored ad solutions, you can be visible through the entire shopping journey, along the Amazon homepage, in shopping results, and on product detail pages. Our agenda for today is all about learning how to help maximize and sustain the opportunities that this season presents. You'll get tools and strategies that can help continue to raise awareness, encourage consideration, drive traffic to your product detail pages, and ultimately help increase your sales. You'll learn what to do at each stage of the holiday season, the lead up to key sales days, during key sales days, and after them. We'll go over how you can set your advertising budgets and bid efficiently, including with some brand new features in the advertising console. And we'll talk about how to help optimize your performance during peak events, as well as why it's important to take that momentum and run with it after the holiday season is over. As we get started, it's important to be aware of key dates ahead of us. There are some holidays that are celebrated worldwide, like Black Friday or Cyber Monday, Hanukkah and Christmas in December, and of course, the New Year. There are also some that are regional or country-specific. The calendar here represents just some of the major events. We have 3 busy months full of opportunities across the world, so now's the time to be there for your customers, helping make your products more discoverable so that they can find the gifts and holiday essentials that they'll love. Now, being there for your customers starts with an understanding of customer shopping behaviors during this period. To help maximize the opportunities for your business, you want to make the most of the expected increase in traffic on Amazon during the holiday season, helping more customers shopping for products like yours discover your products. The details, like how much to spend on your advertising this season, what key performance indicators to use, what optimizations to make, are going to come down to what your goals are and what's best for your business. We'll take you through how to identify these goals, develop your strategy, and measure your success. Before digging into each stage of the holiday journey, I want to show you a snapshot of everything we'll cover. It all starts with the planning. Then we move to the lead-up period where you'll prepare and launch your campaigns for peak events. During those events, you'll likely make adjustments based on your performance so that you can help get more of the results that you want this season. Finally, we have the post-holiday period, where it's important to keep the momentum going and measure your performance so you can replicate what's working well for you. Like all the great journeys, it starts with planning our route, where we want to go, and how we'll get there. This is the same with our advertising strategy for the holiday season. In planning, you will set your goals, craft how you can meet them, determine your budget and bids, and define your KPIs. So, let's see how to set your goals and define your approach. Here's your opportunity to take a step back and think, what do I want to accomplish? Maybe you want to make your deals more visible, if you'll be running some. With sponsored products, deals badges automatically appear in your ads. Or maybe you want to generate traffic to your product detail pages, accelerate sales of a new product, or maximize sales of your best sellers or top products from Prime Day 2021 and last holiday season. Or increase visibility for your brand and selection, improve performance of underselling products, or help clear inventory. Setting these goals also helps you naturally choose the products that you'll advertise. As you're determining your goals and strategies, it's important to identify your KPIs for success. There are some key metrics to keep in mind as you set up your goals and analyze your campaigns. The first is return on advertising spend, or ROAS, which measures what you've made per every dollar you spent on advertising and is a helpful metric to evaluate the overall effectiveness of a sponsored ads campaign. Then we have advertising cost of sale, or ACoS, and this is the percentage of total ad spend divided by total sales from advertising. We also have impressions, clicks, and click-through rate, or CTR, and these let you find out how often customers see and engage with your ads. It can be really useful to see if your numbers increase during high-traffic events in the holidays. We also have new-to-brand metrics, and these enable you to measure orders and sales of your products generated from first-time customers of your brand on Amazon. You can also turn to your store's Insights dashboard for key information about your store, including your total number of visitors, the pages they visit, total sales, and more. A question that we hear from advertisers is, how do I choose the right budget for high-traffic days like Black Friday or Cyber Monday? While choosing the right budget will vary depending on your business and goals, you'll want to make sure that you have enough budget to last throughout these days. And if your daily budget runs out, your ad will stop serving, which means that you might possibly miss out on impressions and sales. So, to help keep your ads serving during a key event, our recommendation is to set a daily budget that's 2 to 4 times higher than your typical daily budget. If this isn't possible for you, consider increasing your budget as much as you're comfortable doing to help account for potential traffic increases. Remember that you can adjust your daily budget at any time. So that's our recommended approach for what to adjust your budget by. Of course, the next logical question might be how exactly to adjust it. First, you do need to know how much you're spending to identify how much extra budget you will need and in which campaigns. To find your current spend, you can go into your campaign manager to look at your overall performance and download your reports to see what your average spend is. This can be downloaded right into an Excel file as well. To go one step further, you can also go to the Reporting Center and download your campaign reports for each of the ad types that you have. Once you know how much you're spending and how much to increase, you may want to try portfolios with budget cap to set budget limits. And this is available for sponsored products and sponsored display campaigns. With this functionality, you'll be able to organize multiple campaigns based on how much you need and are willing to pay for each campaign, and assign a monthly budget cap to each. And next, how can you know if this budget increase is enough? There's a new beta feature called the Budgets page, which you may have already seen in the advertising console. This allows you to see opportunities you may be missing when running out of budget for your sponsored products and sponsored display campaigns. And finally, we're going to take a look at budget rules, another new feature that can help you manage your budget. Setting up budget rules can help you realize the potential opportunities of expected holiday season traffic while reducing a lot of the manual effort to adjust your campaign budgets at scale. So let's go ahead and dive a little deeper on these last two features since they've just recently launched, and many of you might be wondering how they work and how you can leverage them. Let's start with the metrics available from the Budgets page. With this page, you'll have access to metrics that can help you see how your campaigns are currently performing and where your opportunities are. These include your average time in budget, which looks at the percentage of time your campaign was in budget throughout the duration that you selected in the date range filter. You can also see estimates of what your campaign might have generated if it had not run out of budget. And these include estimated missed sales. And this is based on factors that may include estimated missed clicks and historical sales. We also have estimated missed impressions, and this is based on factors that may include estimated missed clicks and historical click-through rate. Then estimated missed clicks, and this is based on the historical performance of similar campaigns that did not run out of budget. And then we have recommended budget, and this helps minimize your campaign's chance of running out of budget and missing out on impressions, clicks, and hopefully sales. Again, all of these metrics are available from the budgets page. And here, we can see what the page looks like. There are a few things that I want to call out here. The performance chart at the top shows aggregated performance and estimated missed opportunity metrics for your campaigns. The data table shows performance metrics for individual campaigns. During the peak season, we recommend you check this tab every week and try following the budget recommendations. You can apply the recommended budgets one campaign at a time, or you can apply all the recommendations by selecting the Apply All button. You can also choose to receive all of this data in a report format. You can do this by going to the Report Center, click Create Report, and select Sponsored Products as your campaign type. Choose Budget as the report type and the desired time unit or report period, and then go ahead and run it. Now, I want to show you an example of a fictional advertiser with several campaigns and the actions that they can take. Let's look at these first three campaigns here. We can see that they are driving sales, and all three of these campaigns have an ACoS between 8 and 15%. Look at the average time and budget, and this is 3 columns in. This gives you an idea on the number of hours that campaigns stayed in budget. You can see for all of them that the campaigns did spend various amounts of time in and out of budget. The first campaign was only in budget 12% of the day on the average, while the second one was in budget for 70% of the day on average. And lastly, we can see some pretty interesting numbers there along the estimated missed sales, impressions, and clicks. So really, for any and all of these first 3 campaigns, we should be adjusting budget by that recommended budget in the last column on the right, if we can afford to increase it. Take a look in particular at that second campaign in the second row. We can see that it's a top performer by a number of metrics. It's driving the most sales with the second lowest ACoS, and is actually already quite close to having a daily budget of allowing it to be visible for the entire day on average. If our goal is sales and conversion, this budget recommendation is one to follow. For the other 2 high-performing campaigns here, we should evaluate our overall budget capabilities against our goals and try to increase budget where we can and where it matters. We can increase it even if we can't by as much as the recommended budget suggests. Let's go ahead and look at that last campaign though. Looking at sales, which are the lowest, and ACoS, which is the highest, we can see that it's underperforming. Furthermore, we can see that our estimated missed sales opportunities are pretty low, even though we're only in budget 20% of the time. We can see that we're probably leaving 10 to 15,000 impressions on the table. And so the first step is really to analyze our campaign and optimize it prior to adjusting our budget. Is it driving the results we're looking for based on our business goals? What optimizations can we make to the targeting and bidding strategies or to our product detail page itself that might help this campaign? This is a great place to focus first. Then we can think about increasing budget once the campaign is driving better results. So the budget page is one great tool to help you measure and maximize potential opportunities. Another new feature is budget rules. Schedule-based budget rules can help you plan campaign budgets in advance of holiday and sales events, and performance-based budget rules help to ensure your high-performing sponsored products campaigns don't run out of budget. And both of them help reduce your manual effort spent on adjusting your campaign budgets. So let's go ahead and look at schedule-based budget rules first. This feature allows you to set budgets in advance for special events like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, or based on a custom period. For example, you can set up a budget rule on the campaign Running Shoes for Q4 to increase budget by 20% from November 1st to November 30th. The rule that you set will increase the campaign budget by the percentage that you specify. The increase will only be active during the date range set in the rule. When you go to create a schedule-based budget rule, we'll even recommend events and date ranges to you based on the products in your campaign and when we anticipate more demand and a need for an increased budget. It's good for you to know that if you remove or update products from a campaign, we won't remove the rule, but those recommendations might change. You can set up schedule-based budget rules with all of our sponsored ad solutions. Second, there are the performance-based budget rules. These increase your campaign budget only when your campaigns meet a certain performance threshold, using campaign performance metrics such as ACoS, click-through rate, and conversion rate. We calculate these metrics using data from the previous 7 days. As a note, campaigns must have a minimum daily budget of $10 to use performance-based budget rules. And these are available for sponsored products and sponsored display. With both schedule-based rules and performance-based rules, you'll be able to clearly see the status of each rule, whether it's active, on hold, paused, upcoming, or expired. And you can see this in the budget rules status column. So, we've been spending some time talking about your budget. But let's look at setting bids for high traffic events. To help stay competitive, set your bids to the maximum that you're willing to pay for a click. You can lower your bids in seconds anytime that you want and check your bids against impressions and your cost per click. When setting bids as you're building or adjusting your campaigns, you can refer to the suggested bid. And this provides you with an estimate of bids that have been used by other advertisers for products like yours, and can help you be more competitive to meet your goals. And last, with sponsored products, you can choose your bidding strategy. You can take a fixed bidding approach, where the exact bid that you choose when setting up your campaign is used, or take a dynamic bidding approach. We recommend using dynamic bids, particularly the dynamic bids up and down for big shopping events. With this, we will adjust your bid up or down in real time by a maximum of 100% when it's more or less likely to lead to a sale. And what this does is help increase your chance for impressions and sales, while at the same time helping you manage spend and ACoS. Because if your bid isn't likely to lead to a sale, we'll automatically decrease it. So after the planning stage, as with every journey, you need to finalize the main details. Buy your tickets, book places to stay, and get your luggage ready. You'll take the same sort of approach with your advertising campaigns when you go to create them. Here, I want to focus on how you can leverage what we talked about in planning for sponsored products campaigns specifically. As a quick note, we do have other sessions on sponsored brands, sponsored display, stores, as well as posts. So we recommend attending those if you're looking for more guidance for those solutions. Here, I've mapped out what an effective holiday season sponsored product strategy can look like. We'll first look at your automatic targeting campaigns. We recommend setting up any new automatic campaigns well before peak events, so that you can learn what terms customers are using to find and buy your products. You can add the high converting terms as exact match keywords to your manual campaigns, since you know that they result in highly relevant traffic. We also recommend continuing your automatic campaigns, your current ones and any newly created ones, throughout the holiday period, so that you can continue to generate learnings. That said, do consider lowering your budgets and bids on these. This can give you the flexibility to invest more in your manual campaigns. Of course, it's important that the keywords and products that you're targeting in your campaigns are driving results for you. So I want to give you my top optimization tip: negative targeting. Negative targeting helps prevent your ads from appearing on specific shopping results and detail pages. You can use negative keywords, and product targeting, depending on your campaign type. Let's go over the key benefits of negative targeting. Help reduce ACoS. Use negative product targeting to exclude certain brands or products that you don't want your ads to show against. Budget control. Negative product targeting can help you prevent non-relevant and non-strategic clicks. And then third is placement control. Including a negative keyword and products list helps your ad to display in shopping results and product pages that are more directly related to your advertised product. Planning and getting ready for your journey is key, but what do you do when you get there? Sometimes you will need to be flexible. Maybe you get some weather or there's an unexpected crowd at your destination for the day. So what are those situations that you might need to adjust your advertising campaigns for during the holiday season? And how can you be ready to respond? Here, I want to give you some optimization tips in case you're not seeing those results that you would like. If you have low impressions, you can consider increasing your bids to help your ads potentially show to more customers. You can add additional keyword match types to your campaigns to help expand your reach and your coverage. And as we just looked at, dynamic bids up and down can be a good strategy for getting more impressions. So if you're using fixed bids or a down-only strategy, you may want to consider switching this. If you find that you have low clicks, our suggestion is to add additional relevant keywords and products to your campaigns to help ensure your ads are showing when they're the most relevant. You can also review your search term report to identify new targets to add that have higher click-through rates. And if you run out of budget, not to worry. There are a few adjustments that you can make. If you're able to increase your campaign's daily budget, consider doing that to help your ads continue to serve and reach potential customers. You can update your budget in just a few seconds in the Campaign Manager. Also, remember to use the new tools that we learned about today, and those are the Budgets page and the Budget Rules. If your ACoS is high, you might want to switch your dynamic bidding strategy to dynamic bids down only. As we reviewed a couple of minutes ago, dynamic bidding can help you see a lower ACoS. So once we finish a journey, we still have to make our way back home and take stock of our travels. I don't know about you, but I like to organize and print my pictures, or maybe try a new recipe that's inspired me. Really, I'm just looking to keep that momentum going. And I'd really recommend that you apply that thinking to your ad campaigns and strategies as the holiday season ends. Keep what worked running, continue to adjust, and measure your performance. You'll want to start by reviewing how your campaigns performed. And this will help you decide what to continue with your campaigns, and also strategies that might be worth repeating or adjusting for other big events like Prime Day. First, at the campaign level, identify how much you increased your bids and budgets and determine if this led to more impressions, clicks, and sales, plus higher ROAS and lower ACoS. You can do this by checking your campaign reports and the main dashboard in the Campaign Manager. Then, make sure that your advertised products for the peak events got the results that you were looking for, such as visibility or sales. Look at the advertised product report or the purchase product report. And you can identify low converting campaigns and really key in on the products within them to understand where you may want to make some adjustments. For instance, do the detail pages for those products have elements that help engage customers, like multiple images, bullet points, and a quality product description? Do they frequently display the featured offer? And are they well rated and reviewed? If the answer to any of these questions is no, then you may want to start there. At the targeting level, review your most successful targeting strategies in ASINs. You can look at your targeting report and search term report to get this information. If you're wondering how you can monitor the key metrics that you identified, I have another top tip for you. Compare your peak event dates against the same reports from the previous weeks and identify whether a particular product or targeting group drove that increase. We recommend continuing to run your top campaigns from this period so that you can keep reaching new customers and re-engaging customers who discovered your products and brands during the holiday season. Try reducing bids only for your low-performing campaigns and analyzing whether this tactic helps you meet your goals. Also, be sure to review your portfolio budget caps. As a call-out, if your holiday campaigns, like ones with deals, perform well for you and align with your always-on strategy, you can keep these running too. You can move them out of your holiday or your peak event portfolio and change the names if you'd like. As our partner Sean says, keep the momentum going. Continue those campaigns. Don't immediately pull back. Let them continue to run and see what happens. And I think that you'll be pleasantly surprised by the results.